Friday. Eddie, good morning to you.
Back on dry
Morning,
land.
everybody.
How are you?
How are you, Chucky?
I tell you what, it took me the rest of yesterday to recover. I was not in a good way for the rest of the day. But thankfully, I am fine today, back on dry land. The sea legs are gone. You can just call me Kevin McLeod today from Grand Designs, because we are looking at and going inside one of Australia's most iconic and most photographed homes, the Pole House at Fairhaven on the Great Ocean Road. Literally juts out on a stick, as you say, Brett. So you can see it on the right-hand side as you drive down the... Well, I suppose you can see it on the left-hand side if you're going the other way as well. Anyway, it's on the Great Ocean Road.
Let's just say it's there.
Eddie, have you got Irish heritage?
6 a.m. never gets any later, does it? Seriously. Anyway, look, it is a big day weather-wise, though. As Nat said, there are some total fire bans in place for Sydney, parts of the northwest, the Hunter Valley as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on those across the morning and the rest of the forecast. Let's have a look now.
Sunrise weather, brought to you by Australia's biggest fan sale. Now on at Beacon Lighting. Beat the summer heat with fantastic savings.
A low pressure trough over New South Wales, Victoria and Tassie is producing widespread showers. Sorry, my phone has just died. One moment, please. Stay with me now. Okay. And
you all right?
A low pressure trough over New South Wales, Victoria and Tassie. Yep, I think it's just going to be one of those days. It's not even going in my back pocket. Here we go. Oh, jeez.
Eddie, it is one of those days. My fire alarm went off at 2.
Now, you said at the start of the week you haven't been down there before. Have you been blown away by how beautiful it is?
Oh, it is absolutely spectacular. But firstly, though, if you were stuck in a lift for half an hour, would you still not speak to anyone, or would you start talking to someone after, say, 5-10 minutes? You know how no one ever speaks in a lift? Very strange.
Oh, you'd have to.
Anyway,
you'd introduce yourself.
You have to calm yourself down.
I talk in lifts.
We're stuck in a lift is a good icebreaker.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Anyway, speaking of icebreakers, coming down here on the Great Ocean Road, it is sometimes a little chilly. I'm going to give you that, Victoria. So the good thing about it is it's a good place to actually curl up inside when it's like this on a day like today, blustery and windy. Or we've been out swimming. It has been just lovely. The time that... What is that, the Grand Designs music playing in the background? Yeah, I think it is. Because we are at the Pole House this morning. Have a look, though, at some of the shots we took down the Great Ocean Road over the last couple of days. Have a look at the scenery here. A stretch of road that's 243 kilometres long, starting at Torquay, where we were on Wednesday. Amazing. You know, there are very few drives in this country that are must-dos. To be honest, I mostly fall asleep in the car, but I stayed awake the entire time. It was that beautiful. That's a testament to how lovely it was. Built by returned soldiers after World War I. I didn't know that, and dedicated to all the soldiers who died in World War I as well. So I guess, in essence, the biggest war memorial we have, and what a beautiful place to remember those. Let's have a look at the weather for Friday. Very hot northwesterly winds that'll bring those high temperatures to Sydney today, and as we heard from Soph, bringing with it a very high fire danger. There is a total fire ban in place for Sydney, the Hunter, also the northwest of the state, so keeping an eye on that across the morning, guys.
Yes, take care in those areas today. Be extra careful. Thank you, Eddie. Now, coming up this Friday, all right, let's get some weather now. Eddie is, what do you call this? The house on the pole. It's amazing, isn't it?
The Pole House.
The Pole House.
It is amazing. We are channeling our inner Kevin McLeod this morning as we look at one of, and I feel a bit like Better Homes and Gardens too, one of Australia's most iconic homes. It's been a landmark of the Great Ocean Road if you've driven up or down here since 1978. But it's actually just undergone a huge makeover. So inside it used to have, it's sort of like a 70s love shack really, carpet on the walls, pendants, lights made out of wine bottles. It's very different inside now. I'm going to take you inside in the next half an hour. But as we heard in the news, there are some severe weather warnings in place for New South Wales. Total fire ban as well for Sydney, the Hunter region, parts of the northwest of the state as well. So let's have a look at the forecast to see what's in store. A blustery and coolish day here in Victoria, certainly here at Fairhaven Beach. And the good news is for residents of Sydney, those temperatures there will drop by 10 degrees tomorrow. So it's just today the fireys have to get through.
Okay, and then comes back Sunday, I think, another hot day Sunday. So,
Indeed. How about that? Imagine if that was the view from your house. That is the view from the pole house. A little bit chilly out, so we'll just close that up. The fire's on, we're inside. James, come over here. James, we met yesterday, is the lucky guy who gets to rent this out to people. What is their response when they get to stay in here? Yeah, you can rent it, you can stay here overnight. Amazing.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. We've had people get married here, get engaged here, birthdays, weddings, all sorts of stuff. Everyone loves it.
Just when I went through a renovation, what did it look like inside before then?
It was very, very dated. It had wool Berber carpet walls and very 70s.
Right, sort of Austin Powers-esque.
Very much so, yeah.
Right, very Austin... Hello! Oh, sorry, Brett, that made me laugh a lot. Yes, and now it is much more of a modern look inside, but that same spectacular view outside that hasn't changed in decades. Amazing. I'm going to put all the details on our website of how you can rent the house and stay here
what's
for
it cost?
yourself.
Yeah, how much?
And what does it cost?
It's generally around $500 a night.
That's not too bad, considering the view. I thought you were going to say much more than that. I hadn't asked that question yet. Let's have a look at the weather.
Sunrise weather.
There actually is a guest staying here at the moment. They've been very, very kind to let us in, so we're going to meet them in half an hour.
I hope they're getting a discount. You've
How
got
many beds? How many people does it sleep?
One bed. One bed, it pulls out from the wall. It's actually quite small.
So it's very romantic.
it's a love nest.
Eddie, can you tell Trent he's got a bug on the lens as well? It was just crawling across your face.
Oh.
We've got it.
Thanks, Trent.
Thanks,
there you
Trent. Sorry.
Smear.
Yeah,
I know
we can
it's
see
a
where
little
you just
thing.
got it.
You know, sometimes you get a bit pedantic. Well done.
Right,
Off you
Eddie.
go. Back to the back to the love shack.
Keep your distance, Eddie.
It's not near, is it?
Could get drawn
Imagine
in.
if you paid $500 for a romantic night and the Sunrise Weather Crew turned up.
Oh,
Maybe they got a discount because we were there.
great
they
honeymoon
do.
spot. Ed.
Yeah.
Stop. Still. Stop. She's going to
Don't
slap
answer,
you.
Ed.
All right, still to come, we have lift. Now, let's get some weather. Eddie, this love shack is just heating up, isn't it? Every half hour. Gets steamier and
It
steamier.
certainly is.
What do you mean?
It certainly
What do
is,
you
Sam.
mean?
It's a beautiful place for a romantic holiday if you're coming for one. Not for the faint-hearted, though. Have a look at the view down from the pole house. But if you can stand the heights, it is a lovely spot. As I mentioned, there is someone staying here at the moment. We're going to introduce you to Leanne after the weather. We wanted to come to the pole house. It was already booked out by Leanne. Now, Leanne is a crystal bed practitioner. What is that, Leanne, for starters?
It's basically like Reiki. So it's
So a healing process.
healing with energy.
Wonderful. Now, you're actually hosting a global healing session here at the house today.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, this afternoon.
I asked quite ignorantly if people are contacting you via Skype or tapping in via Skype. They're not. How do people kind of get in touch with the global healing
Well,
session?
it would be good if people who see this and appreciate the pole house and what it is actually tap into the energy and
So you just visualise it.
yeah, and just send peace because the prayer we're doing today is for peace.
So people, you don't want 30,000 people turning up to the pole house. They just tap in from around. And tell me, how did you sort of get into this?
Just through
A lifetime of connecting to the spirits. Well, it's certainly a beautiful, beautiful place to have such a peaceful and
It is.
and
It is.
amazing
It is.
healing session. We don't have to put the details on the website of that because people can just literally channel the energy. Thanks so much, Leanne, for letting us in this morning and
worries.
ruining your not ruining.
No.
Sort of, you thought it was a miracle, actually.
I did.
That
That we've got a lot of people that are actually tuned into
Yeah,
this now.
nice. There you go.
So thank you.
Serendipitous.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in half an hour.
Thank you, Eddie. In fact, Leanne.
Weather time right now. Let's head back down to the beautiful Great Ocean Road. Eddie, I could watch that all day behind you. It's beautiful.
Oh, stunning view, Barrett's. And I know you have a lot of man crushes. Adam Scott would be one.
Yes.
And this bloke would be another. Cadel Evans, world famous cyclist. The only man to wear more lycra than Mark Beretta, I think. You've got the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race coming up here in January. Tell us all about it, Cadel.
Yeah, we have our inaugural international cycling event, one-day event here in Victoria, and on the 31st of January we have a public ride and a women's race, and on the 1st of February we'll have the Elite Men's Road Race, which will actually coincidentally be my last race of my career, and we come down here on a bit of the Great Ocean Road and in and out of Geelong, and it's going to be a big race and hopefully a big, I suppose in my point of view, it's going to be a bit of an emotional day.
Absolutely. We've got some shots that kind of show the scenery that some of the international riders will be taking in while they're on the race, but that was one of the things you wanted to achieve, wasn't it, to showcase this beautiful scenery?
Yeah, it's certainly for our area, and I'm from Geelong and Barwon Heads, of course, but to be able to showcase to the world, the Great Ocean Road, parts of our beautiful coastline, and cycling's a perfect tool for that, and of course, being a bike rider as well, I'm pretty passionate to have my name to a race, which is something I hope that goes on, well, certainly a lot longer than my career.
What will retirement look like for you? 20 years as a professional cyclist. How many Ks do you reckon you've done in that time, by the way?
I think we're, as a professional, I think I've done a bit over 500,000 kilometres on the bike over the years. Yeah, that's a lot more than I've done in the car.
Gosh. And what will retirement look like for you?
And then going on to retirement, hopefully I'll stay on my bike, stay fit and healthy, get to see my son a little bit more. That'll be a big part of it. But you know, being at the top level, it's a lot of sacrifices, a lot of concentration. It's quite a bit of stress as well. So I'm sort of looking to lower those stress levels a bit, but enjoy a healthy and active lifestyle.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out to come down here this morning. Even Cadel was saying, seeing the Pole House from this perspective is something special, having driven past it and ridden past it so many times. So let's have a look at the weather for the final time. All the details of how you can rent the Pole House on the Sunrise website, also details of how you can take part and watch Cadel Evans's Great Ocean Road Race in January and February. That will be quite the event. And also don't forget, over the weekend, buy your copy of the Sunrise Fire Calendar. I'm going to spam all our Sunrise family members today with all the details of how you can get your copy and support the Australian Red Cross.
No, not spam them, Eddie, inform them.
Yes.
Of an opportunity.
Update their knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You're a good putting a positive spin on everything,
exactly
aren't you?
right. Yeah. Well, good to see Cadel. That was one of my most embarrassing interviews ever in my career here on Sunrise. Was when he won the Tour de France. We crossed live to Paris. My first question was, Cadel, how do you feel? Well, the look on his face was, how the frick do you think I feel?